What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer from the Stone Brewing Company, and they are out of Escondido, California. And this is their Farking Wheaton w00tstout Stout. And this is the 2018 vintage, and this is a Russian Imperial Stout that is brewed with pecans, wheat, rye, and 1/4 aged in bourbon barrels. Comes in 11.5% alcohol by volume, 45 IBUs, and at the time of this review, it is actually not as old as I thought, about a week under 2 months old. So it's actually quite fresh for what I was going for. I thought this might be a little bit older. I actually didn't look at the date until right now. But yeah, so Stone. This is the first beer I'm reviewing from them on my channel. And let me just say I have a love and hate relationship with Stone. Once upon a time, I would buy all of Stone's new releases. It didn't matter the style, didn't matter how much it cost, well, to a point. I would pick them up because they were doing innovative, intriguing things. Most of them were delicious. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I became somewhat disenchanted with Stone's newer releases. Just far more misses than hits, so I kind of stopped buying their newer releases. I still enjoy their Enjoy By series, no pun intended. And some of their yearly releases I definitely rebuy. But when it comes to their newer offerings, I'm just like, you know what? Too many good beers out there to be disappointed yet again. So they get kind of pushed to the side. I'm trying to review more beers that all of you guys can get. So I will be reviewing more beers from Stone in the future, but maybe not a ton of new releases. But anyway, this beer. So I've had this beer before. They've been releasing this beer for the past 6 years. The first release was 2013, and I actually reviewed that vintage on YouTube. A good friend of mine and a fellow beer tuber, Brad over at Brews on a Review, back in the summer 2015, he invited me to his channel to do some duo reviews, and the 2013 vintage of this beer is one of the beers we reviewed. So we reviewed it with about 2 years of age on it. Full disclosure, I loved that beer. I liked it quite a bit more than Brad did, but I was digging it. So when I saw this locally, I was like, man, I need to revisit this one because I haven't revisited this beer since 2015, and that was a 2013 vintage. So I had the original release, and now I'm going to have the latest release. If you guys want to check out Brad's channel or the review we did, I'll post a link in the description box to both Brad's channel and the review. Brad's an awesome guy. He hasn't posted a lot of content in the last year and a half, not much at all actually, but the content on his channel is great, and he's an awesome guy. That review is terrible because of me. He did a great job. You guys know how I roll. I'm just horrible at this whole beer tubing thing. But anyway, so yeah, this is the 2018 vintage, and you guys probably know the deal about this. It's brewed in collaboration with Drew Curtis, the founder of Fark.com. Will Wheaton, the actor, Stand By Me. He portrays a Wesley Crusher, the whole nine. And then Greg Koch, the owner, founder of Stone. So it's not a mystery, I'm sure a lot of you have already had this beer in the past. Maybe not this vintage, but I'm sure you have. Anyway, let's give it a pour and see what we got going on. 11.5, this is going to be a big boy. And this is room temperature, Paul. So I don't want to hear any shit from you about anything, okay? This is actually room temperature. Let me just make sure that doesn't spill over. It's room temperature, so I don't want to hear about this, chill haze and all this. It's room temperature. Anyway, that pours out. You know what? It doesn't look straight on black. It could be all of the lights I have here, but it looks like this deep, murky brown color. I mean, it's opaque, but yeah, maybe it is black. I don't know. I can't really tell with the lights. It does look more murky. There's like ruby red hints on the edge of the glass. Has about a finger of a straight up brown head. It looks very creamy though. Anyway, let's get a nose. It doesn't smell as good as I remember it, honestly. It smells all right. Yeah, this one, now when I reviewed the 2013 vintage with a couple years on it, it had I remember saying like molasses, drizzled, dark fruit, and I'm kind of getting that again. Again, 1/4 of this beer is aged in bourbon barrels, not the entire thing. I don't think they mention how long, maybe here on the back, but I'm not going to read that. Fucking Stone and their stories, come on. But yeah, lots of confectionery sugar, brown sugar, molasses, caramel, toffee. Not really picking up on that bourbon note. There's not, really much of an oaky vanilla thing going on. No tannins, no bourbon presence really on the nose. Yeah, really it's confectionery sweetness and that's it. Even those dark fruits that I got in the 2013 vintage, not really there on the nose. It has this almost like oatmeal component to the nose. Yeah, they're using wheat and rye. don't think they're using any oats in this, but it just has like an oatmeal vibe to it, like a breakfast vibe. Yeah, I mean, it smells, put it this way, it smells good. It smells damn good, actually. But it's not resonating with me like the 2013 did. But again, this is fresh. That was aged, and obviously they're separated by 5 years apart, but 6 releases. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers. That's tasty. The body and the mouthfeel kind of bring back memories of that old beer. It's extremely creamy and smooth. The wheat component of this one you can definitely pick up on. Yeah, creamy, smooth. Almost has this like luscious, pillowy vibe to it, but not quite. The body's a bit thinner. I'd say like medium full as opposed to full body at 11.5. I mean, it's not thin, like in general, but as far as 11.5% Russian Imperial Stout goes, it's a bit thin. The flavors, though, the nose kind of follows the taste, or the taste color, it kind of follows the nose. Molasses, brown sugar. There's a lot of confectionery sweetness. There's a little bit of dark fruit, like a dark cherry into like a plum. I'm not really picking up on any of the bourbon outside of, there's a substantial dryness to this one. Could be from the hops, could be from a lot of things, could be from the oak tannins, but I'm not getting like an oak tannin presence. It's not, doesn't have that feel to it, just has like a nice dryness to it. It is a sweeter beer, 11.5%. It's a bigger, sweeter beer. I'm glad they have these in the 12-ounce bottles as opposed to the 22-ounce bombers. I think that works better. But yeah, medium full body, creamy, smooth mouthfeel to it, almost luscious and pillowy. Lots of confectionery sugar, caramel toffee, molasses, a little bit of the dark fruit, the sweeter cherry, the plum. If anything from the bourbon barrels is present in the taste, a slight hint of vanilla and a little bit of that maybe oaky tannin, being confused for like the bitterness from the actual beer itself. But yeah, it could be from the oak tannins. It's solid though. It's very good. I gave the last one on his channel, I forgot what I gave it, like mid-90s, which would be like a 4.75 or whatever. It's nowhere near as good as I remember it. That said, I drank that one aged for 2 years. This one's fresh. And for a fresh 11.5% Russian Imperial Stout with a lot of things going on, it's a well-made beer. It's pretty damn good. I'm going to give the Farking Wheaton w00tstout Stout, the 2018 vintage from the Stone Brewing Company, I'm going to give that a solid 4 out of 5. Can't really go much higher. It's a well-made beer. I'll really have no issues drinking the rest of this, although maybe by the last 2 or 3 ounces, it might be getting a bit too sweet for me. But that said, it's drinking quite well. I'll be curious to see how this ages. Maybe I should buy a bottle and maybe revisit this in a couple of years, and then I can do a proper comparison to the 2013. But I don't know. Do I want to spend more money on Stone? We'll see. Maybe. But anyway, yeah, that was another review here on the Beer Patrol. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And to the next, and until the next one, which will be tomorrow, Western New York Wednesday. Cheers.